I'm glad we opened this a bit early, guys, because you can retweet a. You can retweet or you can pin something within a Twitter space. Just trying to figure out how to do it. Sure. Hey, Acti, I'm inviting you to co-host. Same with Donut. See if you can figure out how to. Let me get Fellow Fox in here as well. See if you can figure out how to pin a tweet within a Twitter space. Here, I'll share the article that Donnie shared with me. What else we got?
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it myself because you're using the official account. So
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. We're also live on YouTube now.
Sweet.
I got a scene with the Twitter, with the transcribe and everything, so people can follow us there as well. And well, it's best if they join the spaces, but I guess everybody prefers their own platform. So
Joe, you're not even appearing for me. I got Fellow Fox, but I don't even see you on the list.
yeah, we've had this in the past. Like when we tested it, some people show up, some people don't. I don't know what's going on. Like
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I actually do remember that. Last time we did one of these, it wasn't showing all the requests.
once somebody requests to speak, you should get a notification like requested, and then in parentheses, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Hey, Light, don't please stop requesting because I'm trying to make sure that I get the right guys in here. Yeah, it's really weird, Joe. I swear I don't see your icon, and this happened. This happened one other time we did this where it wasn't showing everyone that was in here. Very bizarre. Oh wait, I think I can. Joe, I got you, Joe. I think I'm gonna do it this way. I can actually search. I just sent you an invite, Joe, so you should be able to get that. Cool. Hey, what's up, Zach? Zach, you should be able to speak.
Yep, I'm here.
Cool. Let's wait for wait for Joe and try to get it going. All right, Joe. Let's see. Hey, Joe.
Hey,
nice.
Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, welcome everyone. We're at the top of the hour. Do we want to wait for a few more of the Mandela guys to jump in here, Joe?
Yeah, we can wait a minute or two. No problem.
Okay, sweet. Acti, maybe reset the recording for when we actually start, so there's not a lot of space between the beginning of the AMA and the beginning of the recording.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. It'll be okay. Don't worry.
Cool. And then yeah, we retweeted this video that Mandela shared. I'm trying to follow the Business Insider article to actually pin it, and I'm having a bit of a difficult time, but cool. I think I just got it. Tweet share. Yep. Alrighty, Joe. Whenever you're ready, sir, we can go ahead and get started.
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Good afternoon, Whale Coin Talk community. I'm here with Joe and the Mandela team. Mandela Exchange is our one of our beloved partners. We've had the pleasure of working with them over the last few months. I've had the pleasure of getting to know each of their team members individually, or not each of them, but a lot of them individually. And I can say that so far it's been an awesome time working with them. Joe, before we get started, I know that you've been on our platform before. You came onto our Telegram channel months ago and did an AMA and give us a breakdown of the Mandela Exchange, Mandela's vision for the future. Back then, you told us, hey, we got some exciting stuff coming up with Mandala Phi. I can't tell you too much about it yet, but we'll circle back in a few months. So here we are. Tell us a bit about what you guys have been working on. Give us a high-level overview, and then we can jump into nuts and bolts of things. I have some questions for you, but I do want you to use this hour, to just tell our community and your community more about what you guys have in store and what we have to be excited about.
Sure. Thanks for having me on, of course. I appreciate it, as always. And yeah, there's a lot going on that's new from a few months ago. We're going to hit on Mandala Phi. I know Zach's here. He's our CTO. He's going to hit on a few other tech build-outs that we're working on as well from now through the end of this year and beyond. And we can jump right into it. Mandala Phi is a platform. It's a decentralized finance platform that features really easy to use 3-click yield farming. Now, we can get into the nuts and bolts of that, but from a high level, what that means is to go from yield farm to yield farm, as well as connect your crypto wallet to the platform. It only takes 3 clicks and a couple of entries in terms of how much either BNB, BUSD, Cake, or other BSC chain token that may be listed as an asset that you want to use to enter and exit these yield farms, as well as swap in and out of yield farms. Of course, there is a nominal fee to do this. All those fees are laid out on the platform. As anything, obviously all yield farms have fees associated with them. But this is great because it really mirrors the yield farms that you're used to using, such as PancakeSwap. But it's in a very easy to use Mandala branded color scheme. Looks great, feels really easy for the user to interact with. And, we're just finishing up the beta testing on that. We hope to have that out in the coming days or weeks here to our community.
So, Joe, just taking a step back, I know you have mentioned Simple DeFi before. Can you explain your relationship with them and also kind of some key similarities and differences between Mandala Phi and Simple DeFi?
Sure. So Mandala and Simple DeFi have had a relationship for years. We've known the people on their team, wonderful team of developers, great team to work with here. And I think that the platforms here are pretty similar in the way they function and the way they operate, at least for our first phase of our rollout. Phase 2 of our rollout, we can get into that a little bit, is going to be very much a Mandala specific rollout for our BSC token that we just recently completed an audit on and are in the process of testing to deploy. That's going to also include a Mandala single asset BSC or BNB rather pair yield farm, as well as single asset staking for that Mandala token, where you enter a pool for a period of time, and you get tokens as a reward, as an APY or a percentage of tokens that you've staked based on how long you stake the tokens for. So that is being worked on right now as a phase 2. But phase 1, the platforms do look relatively similar. Of course, Simple DeFi has their own branding. Mandala has their own branding, but they do function in a similar manner.
Understood. And so then with that said, I believe the goal of Mandala Phi is to be a multi-chain, multi-dex yield farming aggregator. How are you guys planning? I mean, you mentioned how you're planning on making yield farming easy for grandpa and grandpa with this 3-step clicking, easy to use yield farming. But how are you guys planning on helping other layer 1s, exchanges, wallets, launchpads by increasing their usage, their liquidity, and utility through integrations with your ecosystem?
Sure. There's a couple different ways we're doing that outside of Mandala Phi. We are working with a decentralized provider, a company named Exo, that we are building, and we have built out in our testing, actually, multi-chain bridging swap through our liquidity. One of the benefits of Mandala is that we provide Binance liquidity and Binance order books and book depth, right, as well as Binance security to our user base. Now, we are partnering with Exo in order to let other DEXs come through the bridge that they set up and open a corporate account with Mandala and access that liquidity for a fee. So that can really provide, more stable and more solid order books, as well as enable, swaps or trades that, obviously DEXs are peer-to-peer trades, and enable that in, almost in real time. So that's also something we're working on, building out our ecosystem on the business-to-business side as well. So we encourage all DEXs to really reach out to us and come partner with us and with Exo to perform those functions.
So you guys are exclusively, and Exo is a very exciting project. We're going to have them on, I believe, late next week or early the week after. I'm not sure, but I'm very excited about that. Are you guys pulling liquidity exclusively from Binance and PancakeSwap, or are you planning on hosting your own liquidity at some point?
I think that's two different questions. We're not really pulling the liquidity from PancakeSwap for that venture. It's really more from Mandala /Binance because we have the same order books. but we will be sourcing that liquidity straight from Mandala over to the DEXs. So we do feature almost 1,200 pairs with a number of different chains available, and I think that's a big advantage that we hold as a Binance, cloud product, is that we can access that liquidity and allow others to access that liquidity. So we're doing that on the DEX side, and then the decentralized finance side is really more of a pancake swap and BSC chain specific, liquidity pool and yield farm provider.
Got it. And so with respect to the latter, what would be a value prop or some advantages you guys would say for incentivizing people to come and use Mandala Phi versus PancakeSwap, which they're already very comfortable with?
I mean, I would say just the ease of use. With the 3-click yield farming is really where it's at. PancakeSwap, I think there was the math done, and it was like 16 or 17 clicks to do the same thing you could do in 3 clicks with our platform. And I think that, ease of use and lack of confusion in terms, especially for newer yield farmers or newer entrants into the DeFi sector, really helps. And it's really, it's still a platform that you trust because you understand the layout of the platform. But it's really, that's the key differentiator, is that ease of use.
Couldn't agree more. And one of the things I liked when I played with your beta was that when you expand a given farm, the information is categorized in different boxes. And I particularly like how it shows what your initial stake is, and then next to it shows how much you've earned. On that, what are yield farmers being paid out in? Are they being paid out in the Mandela native token? Are they being paid out in the tokens that they're providing liquidity for? Can you give us a bit more insight into that, please?
Sure, absolutely. For phase 1, which is our first release, it is all BSC chain based. So your yield farmer is going to be paid out in the token they put in. For instance, if it's a pair that's paired with BNB, it will show that you're earning rewards in either Cake or whatever the reward token. Yeah, Cake. That's the reward token for the pool. But that will automatically fold into and auto harvest into your BNB balance or BUSD balance or whatever balance that you're originally staking on BSC chain. And when you enter and withdraw from the pools back to your MetaMask or Trezor or Ledger or whatever wallet it may be, it will just show up as a BNB or BUSD balance.
Got it. So it's gonna, even though it shows that we're earning Cake, that Cake is getting auto compounded back into the liquidity pool. I'm assuming an even ratio of whatever 2 tokens that you're pooling, and ultimately when you pull that out, it would reflect in your net worth.
That's correct. And when you are just a word of caution, when you are yield farming, for all those who are new to the product and new to that side of the ecosystem, the crypto ecosystem, just be careful that you are not calculating your gains or losses and not factoring in impermanent versus permanent loss. It definitely behooves you to research, what that means, and to look up, what can happen if you leave a pool and the tokens you've put in are down in price, because that will, of course, affect how much you're making, and when you enter or exit the pool, if you're turning impermanent loss into permanent loss by leaving that pool. So please do some research, make sure you do your homework before you enter the pools, and it will save you a lot of time and heartache on the other end. So just a word of caution.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Audience members, there are a lot of good videos on YouTube on what impermanent loss is. I had to watch several of them to really understand, and I had to learn the hard way back in late 2020 when I entered my first LP and was wondering why I had less of one token and more of the other. So definitely really important precaution there. Joe, you did mention the fee structure earlier associated with your protocol. Obviously, all DeFi protocols, for the most part, have some sort of a fee structure. Can you give us a quick breakdown of what that is? As far as, is there withdrawal fee? Is there a auto compounding fee? Like, what are we looking at as far as kind of small charges we might accrue for using the platform?
Sure. So there's your basic there's your basic withdrawal fees if you're withdrawing from a pool. Obviously, there's also gas fees, for depositing from a wallet. They're very minimal because it's a Binance Smart Chain. Glad it's set up that way instead of ETH, because obviously, that's one of the big beneficial things between something like Uniswap or a pancake swap is the nominal gas fees. There are also fees or a penalty for leaving a pool before 72 hours. So just be aware that if you start hopping around pool to pool to pool on a daily basis, you are going to accrue a fee for early withdrawal. And there is also a swap fee when when it's the same as a withdrawal fee. When you swap pools after that 72-hour period, there's going to be a fee to go pool to pool, seamlessly.
Understood. And Joe, I know that the product it's in beta testing right now, and you guys have a lot of users that are avidly working on finding bugs. What are some major bugs that have been discovered and have been rectified since you guys have made the beta available?
Sure, it hasn't even been available for that long, which is nice. We found some that were on more of the usability side and the user experience side with the way pools were compounding, pools were harvesting. The Simple DeFi team is working on a real-time kind of showing your earnings and your rewards right now. So that's going to be something that should be implemented in the short term here. There were also at some points with the first beta testers where a pool was entered and the BNB or BUSD didn't appear properly. So it's kind of a transactional type bug where the fees didn't properly pull over from the MetaMask or Trezor that were plugged in. That's been rectified as well. And we've been testing many different pools and haven't seen that happen in the last few days at all. Last week or so. So that's a great thing. But the Simple DeFi team, I can't say enough about their development team. They've been together for over 20 years as a team, worked for multiple governments. They're really good at what they do. And they've really developed a product that's attractive to a large user base. So is Simple DeFi also benefiting from the kind of how the Mandala ecosystem is Binanced by the Binance Cloud? Yes, they are. Yeah, I mean, we've put together a mutually beneficial contract where we are going to list their token on our exchange. We're going to get that rolling and have that wallet infrastructure built out later on this year when they're ready to launch. And we are also working with them, obviously, to bring our user base over to the Simple DeFi platform and the Mandala Phi platform, so that they can, develop more of a user base, not just for Mandala users on the BSC side, but also for their token, the Easy token, which is their rewards token. So, we're really exposing a good number of people. We have over 65,000 registered users. We're exposing them to their project as well. So it's a very mutually beneficial relationship.
Joe, with respect to phase one, how much of the vision has been built out so far, and when can we expect a full-fledged multi-chain, multi-dex, multi-service ecosystem come to life?
Well, for the DeFi side, for Mandala Phi, which is just the decentralized finance side, I think that's sooner rather than later. Like I said, we're just working out the bugs there. With EXO, it's a little bit more piece by piece that we're putting it together, starting with the liquidity bridge. So it's two separate projects, really, but it is going to build out a very full-fledged ecosystem in the long run for Mandala, where we build other partnerships with EXO or other pieces to the partnership with EXO as well. We're going to have affiliate token programs where we build a centralized/decentralized type launch pad with EXO. We're going to do different liquidity pool listings with EXO for other tokens as well. So it really is it's a multi-faceted partnership. So we're doing it piece by piece, but we're making sure we build it right the first time and release it to the public the right way.
And you've mentioned EXO several times now. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is a symbiotic relationship, Mandala Phi and EXO, and really one can't, the full vision of one cannot exist with the full vision of another.
No, Mandala Phi and EXO are two different pieces. One's really a decentralized ecosystem. The other one's decentralized finance. So they can exist. They do exist separately, right? But they are all coming under the umbrella of the Mandala proper ecosystem, along with our spot exchange and along with other, build outs.
Okay, got it. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Sure.
And you guys have you guys undergone any audits yet? And if you haven't, when can we expect those?
Yeah, kick that to Zach. Bring Zach up for that.
All right, cool. Let's bring
Hey
Zach.
guys.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, yeah. So obviously, during the build out of the Mandala Phi platform with Simple DeFi, the audits on that were completed like a month ago. I'm sure they'll be published at some point, but I'm not sure. I'll have to confer with their team to find out. As far as our own, so I'll drop a little cool piece of news too. Along with building out all this DeFi infrastructure, we also, as Joe mentioned earlier, created our own BSC token. So I think that we're going to tweet that out. Our contract has been completed. It was audited by CertiK. And actually the report is published. I'm going to release that report with an article. There were a couple flags on there, but they're for specific reasons. Nothing, bad or insecure or anything. It's just we had to do things a certain way because of the fact that we have to set up, liquidity pools and everything so people can swap in and out of the Mandala DeFi token or the BSC token and the ERC token. So
sweet. And gentlemen, before I move on to some questions about phase 2, is there anything about phase 1 that we haven't touched upon? Anything exciting that you want to share with us? Go ahead and do so now.
I think we got it all. It sounded like you got it, Joe.
Yeah, I think that pretty well covered what phase 1 should be.
Yep, concise and to the point. One question I did have is, how are you guys? This is like you said, a 3-click system that's supposed to be easy for anyone of any walk of life, of any age, and it'd be cool for grandma and grandpa to somehow find out about this, or people that aren't really crypto enthusiasts or crypto educated at all to find out about this. How are you guys planning on marketing it and getting your name out there, getting your brand out there, and generating exposure? Well,
I think one of the most basic ways to do that is obviously do some AMAs with their leadership. They have the Pete over there is their head of business development. I think we're going to do some AMAs with him, and he'll discuss some of the internal workings, on the Simple DeFi side. But really, I think making sure that everybody understands how easy this is to use as compared to a Pancake Swap or a Uniswap, farming protocol or farming platform, and just really getting little demos out on our socials, getting videos out so people can visualize how they would be using the platform from start to finish. It's funny because it's like a 30-second demo to do the whole thing, but I think making sure that people have that comfort level where they see it, they can feel it, they can play with it, and then really jump on and go full bore.
Understood. So Joe, you mentioned phase 2. I want to jump into that a bit. What can we expect from phase 2? High level overview.
Sure. I think Zach touched on it. We're going to be starring our MDX BSC token that is, just about to be fully deployed here. And it's going to be MDX BSC token specific pools where you just bring the MDX BSC token onto the platform, stake it in the pool, and sit back and earn. It'll be just as easy as a 3-click that we have now. We are also going to feature single asset staking where you have time locked pools that you enter for a nominal fee. Of course, there's a fee for exiting early. There's a penalty because we want our users to lock up the tokens for the time that they say they're going to lock them for. But let's say you lock for 90 days or 180 days, you earn a reward for locking that up in the native token. So you will be airdropped or drop those tokens once the pool ends, depending on how much you locked up, what percentage of the pool you locked up. So we have multiple pools with multiple time locks that we're going to be running.
Awesome. And with respect to the MDX BSC token specific pools, are these? I'm assuming it's going to be liquidity pools, but is there going to be any single staking opportunities?
Yes, the pool is the pool is the single asset staking opportunity. Correct. So we're doing yield farming and we're doing single asset staking on the platform. Sorry, I should have used the right terminology, my fault. But we are also going to have a true traditional liquidity pool on PancakeSwap and Mandala Phi as well that hooks in for liquidity purposes. We're going to pair that with BNB.
And I'm going to go ahead and assume that the MDX BSC token is it's going to be one-to-one interchangeable with the current MDX token that exists on Ethereum today.
That's correct. And the reasoning for that was because obviously we have our ERC20 token that's been on our exchange for a year and a half. You know, that provides, as everybody, if you don't know, that provides rebates as well as referral fees that you can split with other users, with your friends. But you also get all the way from our 0.1 base fee all the way down to 0.065 maker-taker trading fees. Now, with this BSC token, it opens up the DeFi side and you know, of our platform, and adds more functionality to that same token, just swapping it through the bridge or buying it from a liquidity pool. So, you know, we give users more options and we bring it to a new set of eyes and a new set of participants in the crypto ecosystem that weren't able to participate with our token before.
So Mandela was actually the first crowd fund that I ever participated in early 2018. And I ended up getting the tokens, I think, a year or two later, whenever you guys allowed for that redemption. I was always waiting for there to be more utilities. I mean, that being part of the 300K club is exciting. You know, you get a special tag in the Discord and you get the lower trading fees. But I always wanted to see what else you guys had in mind. So it's really exciting to see this single staking opportunity coming up, and also liquidity pools coming up. With that said, are there other utilities, other exciting utilities that you guys have planned that you can share with us?
I mean, I think one of our go ahead, Zach.
No, I was just going to say, well, we definitely have stuff planned, but as far as sharing at this point, we can't just yet. But
fair enough.
The BSC token is you know, kind of like our first foot in the door into like DeFi and some other really cool things. So this really is just the beginning. So.
Yeah, and I think he's exactly right. I was going to say we're always looking for and you know, putting, you know, new functionality into play and development for our token. But as Zach said, yeah, we're not comfortable or quote close enough to release other use cases at this point. We want to do one thing at a time and make sure they don't get buried on top of each other.
Got it. You mentioned at the beginning centralized and decentralized launch pads. Are those going to be integrated into the Mandela Exchange as part of the overall ecosystem, or is that specifically going to be for the XO side?
So that's going to be built out in conjunction with XO, but we are trying to work on, and we will be building out a really kind of a more of a revolutionary type of listing where you get a decentralized listing along with a centralized listing type on our launchpad as we build up our Mandala specific launchpad. That will be built for our ecosystem outside of the Binance cloud. So, you know, those will be newer projects that are going to have less, maybe less volume or less, you know, less liquidity or without the means to list on Binance proper or KuCoin proper or one of those exchanges that cost you an arm and a leg. But we're going to build out almost like the Binance Innovation Zone, where, you know, we build out your decentralized liquidity pools first and your decentralized side first, let you save up some money so you can come over to the centralized, you know, platform version of it and next, and then we have those working in conjunction with each other. So it's a pretty exciting, you know, build out that we're going to be working on, but we're definitely just in the first phases of that, putting the kind of the timeline and the roadmap into play with both companies.
Beautiful. Joe, for folks that have never heard of Mandela before, don't really even know how to yield farm, yet alone buy crypto, yet alone yield farm, excuse me. What would you suggest the first step is if they want to be introed into the world of crypto through your ecosystem? How would they start?
Well, funny you say that because we're working on some other integrations that will make that easier. I'm not ready to drop just what quite yet, but what I would say is definitely do your own research. It's very important that a new crypto user understands platforms that are easy to use, where you can find you know, the tokens to buy that you'd like to, or you can buy major cryptos or stable coins and bring them over to the Mandala platform, and then buy the Mandala token and the other tokens and transact with the other tokens on our platform as well. Like I said, we have some integrations we're working on that will make that a lot easier, make life easier for everybody else, and bring more users to the exchange. But for now, I think just doing your own research, checking, YouTube's a great place to learn, quite honestly. We have a great repository of Mandala themed and Mandala related YouTube videos as well, actually, where they're just purely educational in content. And we definitely invite people to come and see and explore them, because it gives like really a basic 101 level of how to use an exchange, how to transact on an exchange, and how to integrate yourself into the Mandala community.
And one more question for me. I'm going to turn it over to community questions after this, and then I can follow up with some more. But can we expect to see a fiat to crypto gateway in the Mandala ecosystem anytime soon?
Well, it's funny you should ask. We're definitely working on that. It's I'm not going to say too much. What I'll say is that it's at like the top of our list priority wise, and we've had conversations about it every day recently, including today. So.
Fair enough. And I didn't want to ask too many questions about the centralized exchange. Audience members, if you are curious about that, you can definitely go and Google Whale Coin Talk Mandela AMA on YouTube. There's a great 1 hour and 30-minute conversation between Joe and myself about the origins of Mandela, the decentralized exchange, and kind of their overall vision for the future. So definitely check that out. I have a bunch of hands up, so I want to go with my buddy Western Beast first. I think he's Captain Levi on here. So Captain Levi, go ahead, man. Mike's yours.
All right. Thanks a lot, Noah. Okay, so I hopped in quite a bit. But the first question I actually have on your website, I saw that you have a symbiotic relationship with Binance's. Give me a second. You have a symbiotic relationship with Binance Liquidity. So in what way does this benefit you both simultaneously?
Sure. So with being a Binance Cloud white label exchange, and that's an independently operated one, which is great, that allows us to source from all Binance order books. We have their book depth. We have their liquidity for every pair, almost every pair. There's a few fiat pairs that are off. But we have about 1,200 pairs, and we also have their security. So, we get to access the Binance Insurance Fund if something, God forbid, ever happens on our exchange and there's a hack. There hasn't been one in our 1.5 year history, which is great, knock on wood. But, that's always a possibility in crypto, unfortunately. But those are some of the major benefits to being under the Binance ecosystem.
Right, and as far as what Binance gets out of it, obviously, we have a relationship, so we, the better we do, the better they do. So
that's really cool. It's a very cool concept. So speaking of a good relationship, they usually bring coins up and then they take the coins out. Do you guys also update your exchange platform as soon as it is done?
In terms of update, do you mean
exactly.
down or taking pairs on and off the platform? Yes, we do all of that. We work in conjunction with Binance. So if Binance pairs are down for maintenance, typically ours will be as well. And if Binance adds or pulls pairs off the platform, we are also adding or pulling those pairs off the platform. So yeah, that does happen.
So do you have any idea of how it occur?
Of what?
So how quickly, let's say Binance takes down a pair at say 1 p.m. Does yours go maybe 1:05? Does yours also goes off say maybe 1:05 or 10 minutes past 1?
Yes, typically. Yeah, typically we have a little bit. We have notice of that. We do get a little bit of a warning on that. So typically, yes, we are pulling them in real time with Binance or within a minute or two. There's no real lag.
Wow, that's splendid. That's kind of cool. Here's my last question. The referral system, you may have talked about it. I would like to know, how many tiers are there to the referral system? Is it on unlimited capacity? And are they referrals of referrals? Say, I introduce someone, and that person introduces someone. Do I get a cut out of the second layer's cut?
Sure. So there are there's a couple tiers to our referral system. You can, if you refer your friends, there are codes that you can share, referral codes. and you can earn up to 10% of that purchase, or you can share up to 10% of that referral, or of the fees from that referral that are generated from that referral with your friend. You can do either 5% or 10%, and that will come out of your fees that you earn back as a rebate. So you can set that, and you kind of like set it and forget it with other people that you're bringing on through your referral code, or you can just refer and not share anything if you really want to. So it's really up to you how you do it.
All right. So I actually said that was my last question, but something actually just caught. I would like to ask. I don't know if you've addressed it. What are the requirements, and how do I increase my chances of winning?
In terms of,
okay, so the Mandala is actually a prize pool. I'm pretty sure for there to be a prize pool, there has to be a competition of some sort, or there has to be an event of some sort. How do I increase my chances of getting closer to the prize, or is it that is a random pick?
yes, all of our prizes in our competitions are always drawn randomly. The more tokens you hold, typically the more chances you have at any prizes or competitions we run. We do run those competitions periodically, and we do run them, obviously we'll run them with other tokens as well for trading competitions, but typically the more you trade, the more you interact, and the details for every competition are well laid out. The more chances you will have. So it is randomized though.
All right, Joseph, I noticed that I'm in your Telegram group already. So if I have any other questions, I'll be asking them directly there. Thanks a lot for the answers. I really appreciate it. I'm wishing you guys the best. Stay bullish, Moonward. Over to you, Noah.
Captain Levi, great questions, man. Let's go with Mr. Sayed next. Mr. Rahmat. I think it might be lagging. Let's try Miss Aisha.
Thank you, Noah. Okay, Mandala has developed a great bot with your partner, Good Crypto, and I think it's still in testing phase. I was wondering that how is Mandala Grid trading bot has improved algorithm as compared to other grid trading bots available out there like Poinix and Bitscap.
Well, I think as we continue to develop, we are under a certain set of parameters as we build out with the Binance Cloud development team, right? So adding and Good Crypto is actually out of beta. We do have some traders that are using using the bot to trade, algorithmically trade on our exchange, and I'm glad you brought that up, because we do integrate these bot services so that we can offer a full array of services if there is some kind of like grid trading, for example. Grid bot trading is something that Good Crypto is great with. That is not a service that we offer on Mandala proper, right, on our spot exchange. So we integrate so that we can offer a wider array of services, and so we can keep up with the state-of-the-art spot exchanges. So we're always looking to innovate and integrate in that fashion so that we can bring our users more options. So thank you for bringing that up. But yeah, if there's a type of trading that our user base is looking for, typically we'll definitely take those suggestions and look for a partner to integrate with that can provide that through one service or another.
Okay, another question from my side. On Mandela Minutes edition number 3, it's mentioned that Good Crypto has also provided Mandela users a free 90-day trial run with their pro trading account. I was wondering that how can Mandela users start their 90-day trial of pro trading account on Good Crypto?
Sure, and that's a great question. There are some instructions on where to go register. Register with Good Crypto and Mandala, of course. You have to obviously deposit funds into Good Crypto, and then I think it's execute a trade. I have to look back at the steps that you need to take to access that pro trial. But there is a step-by-step layout in that campaign that tells you exactly how to access it and how to apply for it. And then we will implement that trial and we have for some users already, and they've had some very positive feedback on that. So there is a step-by-step guideline on how to do that we can absolutely walk through if you contact our support, or really just come into our Discord and Telegram and ask one of our community managers.
All right, understood. Thank you for answering.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Aisha. Let's go with, still got a lot of hands up. Let's go with David. David, you there, buddy? All right. Okay, let's go with Light. Light's had his hand up for a while. Hey, guys. Light, you there? There we go.
There we go.
My question is typically on NFT. Since this game is started, I've not heard anything about NFT. I want to know if you guys have any plans for NFT or probably an NFT market.
I mean,
yeah, sure. I can touch on that one. So we definitely do have plans to do some things with NFTs, like a marketplace perhaps, and some other things as well. Right now, it looks like that's probably going to be like Q4 of this year or later. We've got quite a few other things planned for the rest of the year, basically. So yeah, it's looking like it's probably going to be sometime 2023 that we get to that. But anything that that Binance has, we try to get, right. So I think that they have an NFT marketplace, so eventually we will as well. It's more just about making sure it's developed right and released right, and we want to time that right as well. Obviously there's been a bit of a downturn in the market as a whole, so we're really just kind of prioritizing the things that our users have told us they want the most. So that one is definitely coming.
Cool. Thanks for the question, Light. And let's go with Dixon next. Dixon or Light Yangami? Seems to be a bit of a connection issue on their end. G Banga, you there? Let's try you. Hello.
Hey, we got you.
Am I audible?
Let's go with Dixon.
Can anyone hear me?
First, and then I'll call it. Yeah, I'll call on you after, Dixon. Let's
Hello,
go with
can anyone hear me?
then...
Okay, thank you. Mandalas, I think this is
hello.
a great project.
Right. Go for it, Dixon.
My question is...
Go for it.
Hello, can I still speak?
G-Banga, go for it.
Can I ask my question now?
Okay, thank you. I think it's a great project. I would love to know, because the name of project also have also determine the success of project at times. I would love to know the inspiration behind this project. What brings about the name from the word Mandalas? Because we know of one popular Mandalas from Africa. What is the motivation behind the project, and what brings about the name?
Sure. I think the biggest thing about Mandala is of course, the symbolism, right? That it is a kind of like a circle of life, unity. It brings everybody together, and it's really more of the sacred symbol that we were kind of going for, that represents the spiritual journey and represents kind of just a journey in general. When we first devised the logo back in 2017, 2018, because we wanted Mandala to be our vision really was, even at that time, was to create a community that was vibrant, that was lively, that interacted with one another, and a trading community where everybody felt comfortable, whether they were a small trader trading $10 or a large trader trading $10 million, where they all felt they could communicate and kind of grow together and in that kind of environment. And we've had a bunch of kind of sayings over the years, and I think one of the ones that stuck out to me and really resonated to me was never feel like you're trading on an island as a Mandala user. Feel like you're integrated in a vibrant and lively community, that kind of thing. So that's where it came from.
Awesome. That's great. I just feel like I just want to know the main concept behind the project. Then I will come from the website, because going through the website, I see you said you can trade BUSD and Bitcoin for free. Then on your plentiful pair, you said you can have access to different thousands of cryptocurrency trading pair. Now I'm just kind of curious that the trading pair on the cryptocurrency, will it have the same price with other big exchange like Binance, Coin Market, Gecko? Will it have the same price with them? Because we've seen a situation whereby the price of Bitcoin might be 23 on Binance, $23,000 on Binance, while on other platforms you still see it as 22 point something or 21 something. So how do you just balance the technology to maintain the price of the token, so that even if you are trading, it will be the same price on your platform and with other big exchange platform?
Sure. So yes, we do. Part of the great part of the ability of Mandala, or one of the good factors of Mandala, is that we use the Binance order books, price, liquidity, and book depth, which means the prices stay very stable and is always comparable to Binance, or really the same as Binance prices. So Binance aggregates their prices, right, from a variety of different sources. So we always are using the Binance price index at the same time to balance our books. So we're always going to be even with that of Binance for every pair that we have.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy you are looking up to this, because this is one of the things that actually get people scared away from actually transacting most of other PSL platform. Then the Bitcoin that we're going to be trading for free, and the BUSD we are going to be trading for free. I'm just kind of curious. Then how do you plan to get your own profit as in, because all cryptos, we understand that you need a lot of finance to do in the project. Then if people can actually trade for free, what would be the give back to the project? I mean, the project developers. How do it tends to get your own money? I don't know if you get the question. If you are doing all this for free.
Sure. Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah. So, the free trading stuff is promotion. It's not going to run forever. Obviously, when we do that, we take a hit on revenue. However, offering those services generally gets us a bump in users. And then ultimately, our goal always, and especially with offering free trading services, is that when we bring a user to the exchange, they don't just trade the free thing that they came to trade, right? They become a customer for life, and they trade other things, and we make revenue, from the other things that they do that isn't included in the free trading. And like I said, obviously, the free trading promotion probably won't run forever, but we'll run it as long as we can. So.
Okay. I'm just kind of curious about that. That's a great. Thanks for the discipline. Then lastly, how longer would the application be available for us to be able to use? Is it something that we can get now, or when should we be expecting the application, so that we can have the Mandala application on our mobile phones?
Sure. It's our app is already in the App Store. So if you go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and just search for Mandala Exchange, we should come up. It is absolutely working, has been for quite a while, and we're actually about to release a fairly large update for it here pretty soon. So.
Okay, this is a huge success on the project. This is a very great one. I'm actually happy you were able to educate and enlighten me on this. Thanks for the opportunity. Now, as always, this is very great for you. Best of luck, brother. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, good questions. Venice, you're next, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, I was reading a blog for Mandela Exchange, and as for the Mandela Madness, the lottery prize ratio was cut in half to 0.00025%. So I was wondering, is it still in this way, or you have updated the prize pool to full?
So Mandala Madness is something that we've run since the beginning of the year. Obviously, we take a lot of pride in, having been able to do that for our community. There are some market factors, of course, right now with down market that will probably impact us moving forward, at least temporarily, with competitions of that sort. But that being said, we still always want to give our user base, new and exciting ways to earn money with, passive income and things of that nature. So, we are, of course, rolling out a lot of our DeFi side, like we talked about before, which will be, a way to use the Mandala token to earn passively. That being said, yeah, these competitions obviously will, come and go as the market allows us. So, definitely keep your eye out for some updates on that and for some new and exciting ways to earn with the Mandala token as we move forward this year.
Okay, and I also read that your email service provider is running, and we all know about the scammers in the crypto space. So it is possible for scammers to send fake emails by impersonating as Mandela's team member. So do you also have any plan to educate the new users about this issue, about specific issue to the emails, and also what are the things every user should check in the emails you guys send or your team send to them?
Sure. Yeah. So nobody should be able to impersonate an email like fully with our domain. We have DMARC protection on our mail domain, which basically doesn't allow people who aren't from our organization to send out. Now, occasionally somebody's going to get a fake one through, but for the most part, they shouldn't be able to fully impersonate our account. The main thing to be on the lookout for, obviously. If you're a customer of the exchange, you're gonna get emails from us, and you'll know the address. So mark that one as safe. Anything that comes in that's unsafe, is your email will likely flag it, to be honest. And if it doesn't, you can always, if you click the information like who sent you the email, a lot of times they'll be able to mask and have it say Mandala Exchange. But when you expand the field of who sent to you, you'll see an email address in there that's completely different than Mandala Exchange. So obviously, never look at it, accept anything from any email that's not from our domain. Obviously, we have very specific emails. Every time an email goes out, it's a template. So, the look and the feel and the branding should look exactly like, the emails that you get, like when you're making a withdrawal and it's sending you codes or confirmations or whatever. So always pay attention to like the look and the feel of it. If it feels like it's not us, for any reason, even if you're just not sure, all you have to do is go to support.mandala.exchange, and we'll tell you whether it's us, and we'll help you figure out what happened and how to make it stop. So
that's really great, and that's really awesome. And one last thing from my side about Mandela Madness, I was reading that the chances for winning the Mandela Madness lottery is directly proportional to the amount of MDS locked. So don't you think it will discourage the small investors with low funds, because they will not get a large percentage in that Madness lottery, because large investors will have more tickets to that lottery?
Well, like anything else, obviously, like any other lottery, if you buy more tickets, you have more chances to win, right? But we definitely do have always used a randomization technique for that, where there can't be the same winner multiple times in a month. And really, I think we've only had one multiple winner throughout the 6 or 7 months we ran it. And once that winner is chosen, that all his tokens come out, all his entries come out proportionately, so everybody's chances go up proportionally. But it's the same as every other lottery. And like I was saying, we are going to figure out, and we are going to be coming out with some new ways to not only passively earn on your Mandala tokens, but also some new competitions that will involve Mandala tokens as we move forward in the year. So Madness is not the be-all, end-all, or the only competition we are going to be running. So just keep your eye out for that, and we will have some news on that coming out shortly.
Okay, thank you so much for answering all my questions.
Thank you.
Thanks, Venice. Gentlemen, we're coming towards the top of the hour, and I wanted to thank you all for being with us today. I really enjoyed talking to you, Joe. Again, that was an awesome AMA. I really enjoyed our first one, and I'm looking forward to our next one. But before I let you guys go, though, I'm curious to know if there's anything that we haven't covered or we've talked about, or excuse me, we haven't talked about that you guys want to share with us as far as exciting news that's coming up.
Sure. Yeah. So just real quick from kind of the technical side. We've been putting a lot of time into kind of like what the roadmap is for the rest of the year here. So pretty soon we'll release some information about that. So that should be exciting, and we'll lay everything out for everybody for the rest of the year and hopefully beyond as well. So that's coming pretty soon.
Sweet.
Yep. And on my side, I think that's, basically what I was going to address as well. And I think that, everybody's going to be really pleasantly surprised as we move forward with our relationship with Binance and Binance Cloud. It's going to be an exciting year 3 for us because we're going to be building out, new features and new integrations that were not really available to us even the first couple years of our relationship. So that's looking really, really positive on that side. So please stay tuned. And we look forward to rolling out that roadmap and bringing all these integrations and partnerships to you.
Beautiful. Well, I'm looking forward to having you guys on again in the future. I'm sure you're going to have even more exciting stuff to share with us then. Audience member, thank you for coming on to our Twitter Spaces. We're going to be doing more of these in the future. We have one coming up tomorrow night. I can't remember with who, but we have another big one coming up next Tuesday evening with Huxley Comics. By Ben Morrow. That's going to be an exciting one. We'll definitely tweet about that. We'll push it out on our socials. Just remember that everything you hear on Whale Coin Talk is for educational and entertainment purposes only. No one here gives any financial advice. We are a podium for you guys to come and learn about various crypto and blockchain projects that are being built across the space. So always do your own diligence, do your own research, and invest only what you're willing to lose. I want to thank everyone for being with us today. I want to give a special thanks to the Mandala team, our partners, and the entire Whale Coin Talk team for making this happen. Guys, there are going to be a couple giveaways at the end of this AMA, so definitely keep an eye on your inboxes. We're giving away 1 BNB total, so it's going to be half BNB per winner. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Thank you, everyone. Closing it out for now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.